Okay. Hello all, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the party, Richter. And I hope everyone had a great day. It's Tuesday, September 21st. I believe it's the last. Is it the last day of summer? I'm pretty sure it's the last day of summer. We're getting dang close. If it's not, or was yesterday the last day? Um, anyway, the point of that is that we're gonna photograph today some seashells, or a seashell, an abalone shell to be exact. It is Texture Tuesday, and we're going to be photographing some close focus images, not quite macro, because we're technically not shooting at a 1-to-1 reproduction ratio, which one day, hey Paxmore, which I will go over what that means at another time. I'm not prepped for macro lesson right now, but just know we're not technically shooting macro. I was gonna say these are like macro textures, but I want to be above the board here and not call them macro, because technically we're not going to be shooting actual macro shots, but we're shooting some close focus shots of some beautiful textures. Again, in this case, an abalone shell. Check this thing out. She's a beauty. This thing gets like crusty, weird stuff all over my fingers. So that's why I have this little towel next to me so I can wipe off the glitter. It's like glitter. It's like this thing gets glitter all over me, which is fine. That's fine. I don't mind glitter. Do you mind glitter? Because I don't. Anyway, we're just going to do a couple shots of this. We're going to do one shot of the beautiful, colorful inside of the shell, and then we're going to do one shot of the beautiful, textured, porous surface of the outside of the shell. Just a couple simple shots. This particular abalone shell is very special to me because this was what we would use as our soap dish at my house for a very long time. It got retired at a certain point, but it is a very beautiful shell, and again, has a little bit of sentimental meaning to me. A lot of the small objects that I have planned to photograph on the show, because I do want to do a lot of this kind of stuff. We're just kind of getting into the beginning of what we're going to do with photographing some of these smaller items and things like that. But a lot of these things are going to be kind of like small personal items of significance that I can have some sort of interesting thing to say about. Again, this one, starting out simple. This was used as my soap dish, and it's so beautiful. I forget where. I think my mom found it, or my dad found it somewhere, and we were using it for a very long time. It's pretty cool though. You don't find these things very often on the beach, and I'm pretty sure they found it on the beach. Exciting, like a mermaid. This is very much like a mermaid. Yeah, so we just, again, a couple simple photos. And I do have basically everything set up. Our little studio set up over here. Today I'm shooting with the Canon R5. I'm shooting with my new Canon 90mm tilt shift macro lens, 2.8 macro L series lens. It's a beauty. I haven't really done much shooting with it yet, so I'm kind of excited to get the first thing shot with it, and it's kind of cool doing the first thing shot on the show. That's kind of cool. So, without further ado, let's just get started. How's everybody doing, by the way? Is everyone doing good? Y'all doing swell? Y'all doing well? Y'all living? Good. Really simple. Again, I'm not using any additional light to what I have in the studio, which is basically just a standard LED bulb in a standard some sort of dome light on the ceiling here. Really simple. I didn't want to. I'm still setting up the studio. I have a lot of work to do still. Still got to set up. I have a kind of like a rail system that I'm going to set up, like rig on the ceiling, or at least towards the ceiling, that I can hang all the lights from and stuff. Right now, I mean, it's so cramped in here that adding lighting to this little studio setup would be kind of ridiculous. And for something like this, it's really not that necessary. And again, trying to keep it simple for these first couple ones that we're going to do. So I don't drive myself too crazy doing this. I guess I got to wipe off. This is glitter. This is where the peoples of the earth learned to create glitter. It was from the shell of the abalone. It's a Paul fact right there. And they've been doing it. It began in France. These abalone shell, as the name would probably indicate, totally a French name. And the abalone themselves swam over to America in the 1800s, and that's when these shells started appearing on the beaches here. So that's cool, isn't it? Paul facts. If you don't know what Paul facts are, you will find out. They're not facts. Let's just put it simply, is not a fact. It's just silliness. So anyway, let's just jump in. We're going to be shooting in Eos Utility. This is Canon's tethering software. My favorite facts. Yeah, Gary loves my facts. I know that much. Glad somebody likes them. Glad you like them, Gary. But we're shooting an Eos Utility 3. Again, with the R5 and the 90mm tilt shift. 2.8 macro L-series lens. Beautiful lens, by the way. Again, I just got this, and it's just such so beautiful. So beautiful. I love these tilt shift lenses. I have almost all of them. I need the 17mm, which, interestingly enough, I've shot the most with the 17 and the 24, but I only own the 24 on the wide end. I have the 24, 50, 90, and the 135, and if I get that 17, man, all of them. I caught them all. But I actually don't. I've actually kind of decided I don't like ultra wide all that much. I prefer the look of a longer focal length for the most part. If you got the distance to fit everything in the frame and back up enough and get all the elements aligned, I do prefer a longer focal length look. But I still want that 17. Don't worry about that. We'll get that. Anyway, okay. So, again, really simple macro setup, or not quite macro. Like I said, I was tempted to call these macro, but they were really not technically macro, so I don't want to be a goofball. That'd be a Paul fact, saying that we're shooting macros. We're shooting with a designated macro lens, which is also kind of incorrect because this lens does not have a 1-to-1 reproduction macro ratio, so it's not technically an actual macro lens, but they call it macro. A close focus lens would probably make more sense to be actually accurate. So anyway, I love, there's these beautiful lines on the inside of the shell here. Ooh, that just look absolutely gorgeous. And there's beautiful colors. We are going to definitely shoot a bracketed exposure because there's a lot of reflections going on here, and so it's going to be really hot. The exposure is going to be really bright in these areas where the exposure or where the light is actually reflecting more directly, or the light source is being reflected directly. So we will do a bracket, and then we will create an HDR with that bracketed exposure sequence. So that's basically lined up. And then because I don't really have the best, don't have the best setup right now. So it's hard for me to adjust the height of all these elements and the distance of all this stuff in relation to each other. But I'm lucky I have this tilt shift lens, because right now I'd like to look into the inside of this shell a little bit more. But I don't want to raise the camera up. I don't want to deal with that. So using just the shift function, on the lens, I'm just going to raise it up above, because I was getting just the tiniest bit of, catching a tiniest bit of the front part of the shell in there. Man, this thing looks so beautiful. Does it not? Let's shoot. Yeah, I want to shoot that little curve. I want to shoot this little curvy right there. See, there's that front end of the shell again. Just kind of rotate that one. Rotate that out of there. Okay, so that looks pretty sweet. And then we're going to rise up again with the shift. Man, this glitter, dude. My R5 and my lens might have some glitter on it after this, which is fine. It'll look like a fanciful lens and camera. I don't mind. Okay, yeah, let's raise up a little bit, because again, see at the bottom of the frame, I'm getting a lot of that vignette from, it's not really, I guess, technically vignette, but it's a portion of the front end of the shell that we don't want. We can come up a little bit. And then I think we are a little far away, so I'm going to scoot. Actually, we can shift. We're going to shift both objects a little bit, just to bring that portion of the frame into focus. Ooh. The color looks just beautiful, though. Imho. In my humble opinion. Yeah, let's get this guy just a little closer. And then I'm going to try to maximize the depth of field. I'm going to try to shoot this as flat. It's a curved, the surface on the inside of this is actually a fairly curved surface. Let's actually bring this both out a little bit. It's a curved surface, so I'm never going to be photographing like a perfectly flat portion of it. Like nothing is going to be, there's not going to be a single plane of focus, in other words. So I'm going to do my best to get as much of it in focus, and we're going to use the tilt function for that as well, to maximize the depth of field a little bit. Ooh, man, this thing is gorgeous looking. She gorgeous. Ooh, okay, I like that. I like that composition. Okay, so we're at our minimum focus setting. So good technique when you're shooting any kind of close object and you want the maximum reproduction ratio you can get off of it is you set it to the minimum focusing distance, and then you actually just move the lens or the camera in and out. And actually, I do have a beautiful little macro slider that I'm going to play with. I'll play with that on another stream. I use it on my shooting camera so I can do macro adjustments of the positioning of the camera if I need to. But it is really much more well suited for something like this, where you just want to minutely shift the lens or camera combination closer or further away from the subject. So now I'm going to do a tiny little bit of a tilt to try to maximize the depth of field as much as possible. So actually I kind of want those waves kind of closer to the top of the frame. Kinda. Those wavy lines. Couple of wavy lines. Yeah, I'm gonna get glitter all over everything, but that's fine. Consequences. Okay, boom. I think that's pretty close to our And also, I'm hoping that we're gonna get a better way of shooting some of this, like, because right now shooting through EOS Utility, there's kind of a weird frame rate in there that it's not the best, you know. So we will actually try to figure out if there's a better way to tether and get this image that's going through the lens. The beautiful thing is that it's going right through the lens, not and we're not actually having to watch. Like, I could shoot with a different camera and shoot this whole scene of me shooting, which I might end up setting up as well at some point. But we wouldn't get that through the lens shot done. And right now, I like that we can actually see what's happening through this lens as we're shooting. We're not actually, we're not just looking at the scene being shot from a different camera. You're actually looking through the lens. And right now, the frame rate on EOS Utility kind of sucks. Let's just be honest. It kind of sucks. It's like at like 10 frames per second or something on here. I don't even know. I don't even know what to quote the frame rate at on this guy. Oof, let's rotate her that way. Ooh, 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 ooh. Beautiful. Again, I'm just kind of minutely sliding the camera and the object into the desired position. We can tilt down maybe a little bit. Come in a little closer. Oh. Some of those beautiful reflections and the beautiful colorful texture on there. It almost looks kind of like melted, kind of like a liquid metal of some kind, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to try to do a little bit of a tilt to maximize the depth of field. Beautiful. And I'm just watching basically every field of the frame and just seeing at what tilt setting is going to give me the best amount of the shell in focus as I want it. I'm actually going to shift up again a little bit. Just a little bit more. I saw a bit of the front end of the shell coming in. We can tilt down a little. Beautiful. And I'm going to hit the depth of field preview button because I'm interested to see how much of that foreground. I'm still seeing a bit of that shell. Let's raise up a little more. A little bit too much of the front end of the shell coming into my frame. I'm going to shoot it in f8. I don't want to close down too much. Well, you do want to maximize depth of field. I'm trying to maximize depth of field with the tilt function rather than using closing the aperture down, because as you close the aperture down on these extremely high resolution cameras, the R5 is a 45 megapixel sensor, you actually will reduce sharpness because of something called diffraction, which I won't even I won't even get into describing that because I'm going to make myself look like a fool because I'm not prepped to talk about that. Okay, that looks really cool. Ooh, yeah. Maximize that depth of field. Again, I'm just shifting the lens to see if I can match the plane of focus that I want and get as much of that in focus as we can. And I am getting glitter all over my camera. Actually, that's not true. I haven't seen any glitter on the camera, so if you hear me complain about that, I'm just kind of kidding. I'm kind of joking around. Ooh. It's looking pretty rad. I kind of want to tilt forward a little more, maybe. Where's the edge of the shell? Good there. Beautiful. Actually, you know what? Let's close down to f11. I'm honestly not that worried about diffraction, but I do want to maximize resolution as much as possible. Which you probably wouldn't notice. Again, it would only be saying, "What's up, Josh, Jeremy? Your IG link just takes you." Oh yeah, somebody told me that. Someone mentioned that the other day. I forgot to fix it. The Instagram homepage. Yeah, I'll fix that. If you do, hang on. Is the Instagram gonna work on here? It's the same handle as I have on here. If you see below my little video feed here, it's the same handle, Palmosi Hinton. Instagram. That should take you to the right place. But thanks for letting me know. Thanks for reminding me. I do need to fix that. Keep me on my toes. Keep me on my toes here. Okay, again, we're shooting at f11. Let's open up this a little bit of a slower shutter speed. I am going to do a bracketed exposure sequence. So let's start with our extremely bright 10-second exposure. Actually, even those top corners are kind of falling out. There's a bit of a light fall off from the top to the bottom of the frame, which I don't mind. I actually like an exposure gradient. Oh yeah, you can just hit all socials, huh? Thank you, Paxmore. Paxmore is the best. I will say that every time. Yeah, so we'll do a 10-second exposure for the first one. F11, ISO 100. We have this going into the folder we created for the day. 921. Shoot that sucker. 10-second dance party. Try not to move. Shake the camera. Beautiful. And then let's close down to 5 seconds. Oh, beautiful preview. Actually, don't need the previews. This is fine. 5 second. And let's do another one. We really want to retain all those highlights. So let's do a 2.5. And then we'll do one just for safety. One at 1 second, just so we make sure all those little tiny specular areas are getting exposed correctly and we have all the information. Beautiful. Okay, so that was a gorgeous shot. Let's see. Do we want to shoot any other sides of this thing on the interior? I don't think so. I really only planning on Really only plan on shooting the one shot of the inside, and then we're going to do one shot of the outside. But some of this looks so cool, though. I mean, like, I don't know how I couldn't. There's those beautiful little, like, holes in there. But yeah, we got that one shot. So now I just want to flip it over, and we're going to shoot this beautiful porous outside of the shell. Oof, which is an even more curved surface. So this might get hit with some out of focus areas a lot more than that inside area was. Although again, they're both very curved, so it's hard to get the plane of focus exactly parallel. I actually also like this kind of like broken off portion right there. Ooh, that looks cool. Although some of this over here is a little bit more multicolored. If you're allergic to shellfish, this is the bad stream to watch. The holes give it an outer space vibe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Under the Sea is very space-like. And we haven't even explored like half of it. Not even like we've only explored a very small percentage. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. Ooh, my goodness. Beautiful. Wipe off my extremely reflective glitter fingers now. They call me Glitter Finger Mosi. Oh, wait, actually, you know what? That's getting further back into my little setup than I actually want it to be, so let's bring that out. Let's bring that out a little bit from the whole deal. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah. Glitter Finger. Glitter Finger Mosey. Okay. Let's see if tilting is going to give us any more extension on depth of field. It should need to change a little bit, because the plane of focus should be slightly different here. And just shift that until we get as much as we can in critical focus. I'm just kind of like pumping it to see where I feel it is going to be best suited. That's probably not bad. That's not bad. Beautiful. Let me check my depth of field, see what else. Yep, okay. Yep, everything sharpens up pretty nicely at f11. Beautiful texture. Okay, sweet. So then let's do another bracketed exposure on this sucker. Do a 13 second for all the... Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do 15 again. 15 second for all the shadow information. All that shadow info. If you are new to the stream and you like photography and you like photography stuff like this, I'd love a follow. I am trying to make that 50 follower mark So obviously, really appreciate if you enjoy photography and this is the kind of stuff you like to see. Would much appreciate that. We also do some pretty fun video game photography stuff. Which tomorrow I'll plug this again. We're gonna do some more. We're gonna continue trying to marry that photographer in Stardew tomorrow. We're gonna do another day, or at least another day of playing on that. Not gonna marry her tomorrow, I guarantee you that. And we're definitely playing more than one day. I think I played like a week each time we've done a stream doing Stardew. It's like 1 week of playing seems to be a good point. Okay, so let's do this 15-second exposure. This is gonna take a second. Why didn't you start the exposure and then start talking? I don't know. Don't make fun of me. So we'll just do the bracket exposure here, and then we're gonna bring all of this into Photoshop. And then we'll merge those HDRs. I'll do an 8-second exposure here. (11-second) or 8-second dance party. 8-second dance party. And let's do a 4-second exposure. That's pretty sweet. A lot of reflective highlights. And obviously, if I was shooting macro and I didn't have it tethered, right now I'm basically using the computer to trigger the shutter. I'm not using the actual camera. If I was trying to shoot off the camera, I'd either be using the self-timer function if I didn't have a shutter release cable, or ideally, I would be shooting with a shutter release cable to minimize any kind of shock or vibration introduced by me pressing the shutter button. Okay, so that was good. That's good. So now, oh, this mess of glitter. My bet is that I will be finding pieces of glitter in my studio for a while, in the dark room, the studio dark room. We'll have glitter in it. I'll vacuum. Don't worry, I'll vacuum. I'll vacuum it up. I'll vacuum it. Okay, so let's open up. Let's open up Bridge and Photo Chopper. There's our scanned images from the last stream we did. We did some negative scanning. I was positive about it. I was positive about everything, as always. Positive vibes. But we were scanning negatives, you know. What do you expect? What do you want from me? So there's our texture folder that we got. There's all our images. I always shoot RAW plus JPEG. But we're just going to deal with the RAWs. Let's grab all these first batch of exposures here. Look at that horse. Okay, I'm being told it might not be a horse. It may actually be an abalone show. Okay, we're selecting all those. We're going to merge those to an HDR. The computer does the work. The computer does all the work there. Everyone doing good? Is everyone doing good? Are we all good? Who's good? Y'all good? My producers tell me, in fact, be a moth. Exactly. Should have bought the higher end processor for this one. I do need a new computer. if I didn't want to buy so much camera stuff, maybe I'd buy more computer stuff. No deghosting. Aligning the images is fine, although they should already be aligned, right? Textures. Yeah, I can go into the same folder. Let's just call it texture 1. Interior. Yeah, we'll just call it the interior HDR of our abalones. Sweet. Then we can just really just blow those shadows and highlights. Bring back all that detail. Actually, in Adobe Camera Raw, we are going to be able to do a bunch of selective exposure adjustment. So I'm just going to boost the shadows, take those highlights down to extend the dynamic range as much as possible. It should be tungsten bounce lights. Let's just go 32 Kelvin. Ooh. Get that color looking real nice. Looks pretty natural at like a plus 13 magenta. And I say this every time, but this is like the worst condition to be editing and color correcting photos under, because I have a giant light blasting me in my face, right in my eye line. So when I get the studio kind of up and running a little bit better, and I have my lights hung, they'll at least be a little bit out of my field of view and not directly. This is almost directly above my monitor, which is good for, making your face look okay, I guess. But no, it's I not ideal for editing. I will say that. So I will probably make color adjustments to this later once I'm off the stream and making sure that I just haven't given it too much of a green or a magenta tint. Maximizing that range of colors that it has. Beautiful colors. Yeah, again, 13 looked pretty good on the tint. Okay, 3200 Kelvin, 30. Actually, is it like maybe a little bit cooler? Go 3100 Kelvin. Okay. Bring that down. Okay, so actually overall I want the exposure a little bit brighter, but then we have that hot spot, which we'll deal with some of this selective adjustment tool. I'll bring down the highlights in that area. We want to just bring down the overall exposure in that area. Not that I mind a little bit of it blowing out. In my opinion, if you want a full range of tones, in your image, some of it has to clip to complete white, and some of it is going to have to be blocked up to be complete black. That's just going to be how you get full range. Otherwise, you're missing, the darkest blacks and the brightest whites in some regard. Let's do another selective spot right here. Yeah. Just that one spot is just a little bright. A little too bright. Beautiful. And we're definitely going to want to increase the saturation on this guy to really accentuate all those beautiful colors. Not quite plus 50. Let's do plus 30. Let's do plus 30 for now. That's pretty good. Bring the overall exposure down, maybe add some contrast. Really making it sing now. Making that color look healthy. Beautiful. And then let's actually, I'm going to end up cropping. I've been cropping a lot of my stuff to 16:9 lately. So I might end up cropping this, but we'll open it up in Photoshop first before we do any cropping. So we keep all the information. We can always go back and uncrop a little bit. I'm just going to pump the colors a little bit, make sure I'm not doing anything wacky. Yeah, 13 looked pretty good. 3100 looked pretty good. I'd say the shot's all about the texture and the color. Oof. Rainbow. Very exotic rainbow colors. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Maybe back off on the contrast just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's do 40. Yeah, looks pretty nice. That's looking pretty nice, I must say. Beautiful texture shot. Okay. Let's be done with that one for now. We're not going to open in Photoshop yet because let's do our HDR merge on the exterior of the shell. The porous region of France. Chug away, computer, just chug away. I used to do the first HDR stuff I was doing was all manually merging exposures, just selectively deleting the areas that were blown out and then revealing the darker exposure behind it, like mostly for architecture and interior photography stuff. And once Photoshop got good enough with it, I started doing it, letting the computer do it. So much better. So much better than I ever did. Although I also probably didn't really have the best photoshopping skills back then either, so. Exterior HDR. H. How much glitter is Paul going to have all over him by the end of the stream? Who knows? Oh yeah. Okay. Looking nice. What is it still doing? Is it still doing something? You're still doing something? Okay, there we go. Bring the highlights down. Boost the shadows again. Just extending that dynamic range as much as possible. Get the overall exposure looking good. Good, good, good. Add some contrast. And then let's do a little bit of a selective exposure adjustment to just this front section, where it just kind of looks like there's a little bit more of a reflective surface there than the other spots. The more dull spots on the surface of the shell. Just bring down the highlights there. Just bring down the overall exposure there just a little bit. Sweet. Sweet. Bring the exposure up, add some more contrast. Let's do, what did we say? 32 Kelvin is, or we're at 31 we said was kind of the decent spot. Add a little bit of magenta. Bump that saturation up again. Just really, really make them colors pop. Actually, because the color tone on this side is a little different, I want to say the temperature can maybe shift. So that's like around tint around like a +10 magenta. And this guy at like, yeah, it's still at 3100 Kelvin. That's no, actually it's like 3000. It's actually a little bit too magenta now. Let's do +7. Okay, 3000 Kelvin +7. That's pretty good. That looks pretty nice. Let's add a little bit more contrast. I feel like this guy could have a little bit more contrast. Maybe a little bit brighter. Maybe a skosh brighter. Thanks, Gary. It does look cool. It looks really cool. Lots of cream. Okay, so then I'd say that's pretty good. So let's be done with that. And then let's just open the DNGs that we created. Those HDRs open up as DNG files. DNGs. They're big. Ooh, that's some texture. Yee. Yeah. I think this is a pretty good texture Tuesday. Is that like there's some sand like even stuck in some of them holes? Is that sand? Maybe it might not be sand. You wouldn't want to call it sand. Yee. Oh, that's beauty. That's a beauty. And I'm leaving it on the default sharpening, which is just like a 25 or whatever. Let's see, what do they have it at? Oh, that's noise reduction. Oh, no, 40. 40? 40? Oh, 25 detail sharpen. Okay, no, that's fine. I just leave it detail, or the default. Default is fine for Paul. In my opinion. It's fine. It is fine. Okay, I actually want to let's do more saturation in this on this one. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, because the colors aren't as intense. I feel like I can go to 50 on that one. Yep. Delicious. Delicious and healthy. I like it both. Okay, those are both looking sweet. Okay, so let's open those in Photo Chopper. Get to the Photo Chopper. Let me just make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh, color profile. Durr. Let's do landscape. Adobe Landscape. Change those color tones just a little bit. Make them a little more pleasant. Or actually, no, let's do vivid. Yeah, we'll do vivid. Adobe Vivid. Color profiles. Choose the right color profile. You will provide people with a smile. That's how they market it. Actually, they don't, because they didn't talk to me first. And if they did talk to me first, they would have gotten that sweet, sweet rhyme. Todd Howard doesn't listen to me. People at Adobe don't listen to me. I got an email from Adobe, and they were like, "Hey, you want to take this survey? Like, tell us what you think about Photoshop. Take this survey." And dude, if you don't offer me compensation, I'm not doing your survey. So I sent them an email back, a response back. I don't know if they even would have gotten it, But I was like, hey, yeah, I would love for you to hear my thoughts. I've been using Photoshop for almost 2 decades now. I have a lot of great information. I have a lot of good recommendations for you guys. I'm actually gonna take away a little bit more green from there. Where are we at? 8? Yeah, that actually looked fine. 7. We'll do 7. Lucky number 11. No, let's do 8. I'd prefer a little bit more magenta most of the time, I think, rather than too much green. Personally, I guess it depends on the subject. What am I saying? Some things are going to be better green. Definitely for skin tones, definitely going to want more magenta-y than green in them skin tones. Okay, so these look great. These look great, huh? Everyone think they look great? Are we all on board with these being healthy and sweet? You see, am I messing stuff up and everyone's watching saying, well, why didn't he do that? Well, why is that? What is this? Who's what? Who's whom? Redeemed, thank you. I gotta get my speaker. Gotta figure out a good way to monitor. I don't want to have to wear headphones. Why? Tell me why. Why? Yeah, exactly. All right, let's open these in Photoshop. We're good. Do we want them at 40? Yeah, well, I guess we'll bring in the full resolution. I was like, I guess I could bring these in like a lower resolution because we're gonna downscale them anyway. But whatever, that's fine. Yeah, we'll open them up in the chopper. Ooh, see, like I'm wondering, like my computer actually runs pretty slow with all this stuff open. I have a lot of stuff open. I could probably close Eos Utility. I don't know how much that's going to do. And I could probably open these one at a time. That'd probably help too, buddy. Why do we open both? We don't need to, but that's fine. Okay, so first, we're not going to delete the crop pixels. We are going to crop these to 69, and that's actually going to help us out in a couple ways. One, because, in all honesty, wait, is snapping on? Give me some snapping, yo. Because the shape of the shell, the top and the bottom of the frame do have a little bit more of a blur to them. So actually cropping into the center, it actually removes some of those out of focus areas a little bit more. And I think it was more so on the bottom side. So I'm going to err on just cropping maybe a little bit more of the bottom than the top, maybe. Maybe. And then obviously because if you see up here, there's a little checkbox that says delete crop pixels. If you have that clicked and you crop, your pixels are gone, dude. But if you have it like this, how we just did it, I can come back in and I can reformat the crop anytime I want. Always good. I never want to be doing any linear type of editing. As little linear type editing as possible. Yes. We want non-linear, non-lins, so that we can always go back and change things. Look at that horse. All those beautiful colors and textures and dirt. Oh my. Yeah, Texture Tuesdays, y'all. I hope Texture Tuesday is okay with everyone because it's probably gonna be a thing sometimes. And I hope y'all want to see Haley bring me into her dark room because we're doing that. I don't know if we'll get there tomorrow, but we're working our way up into that girl's heart of hearts. In Stardew. Okay, so let's open our Instagram white border. And as always, I'm not going to have 240. I'm not going to have the resolution set properly because I never remember to come back in and do this after I get off my stream. 9 inches on the longest side. Drag and drop that sucker Sucker right in there. Oh, wait a second. Wait. We actually do want, now that we know, let's save this interior HDR PSD in our texture folder. Good. It's at Adobe RGB now, but that's fine. We'll convert that to sRGB in a second. And then we actually do want to delete that pixel in the crop so that when I drag it over, it's going to retain that crop because it actually brought in the full uncropped image. Center that guy. Center that beast. Those beautiful colors. This is a satellite image of a frozen lake on Mars. I feel like frozen lakes on planets look kind of like that or something. I feel like I've seen something on a different planet looked like that. Could be wrong. Let's do, again, I always forget. I need to have a template that just has the signature on here so that I'm not always changing where the signature is on here. Woe is me. Woe is me. But that's fine. At least these two will be consistent. Because I'm just going to drag and drop the other layer on top of this one. Is that good? That's a good placement for the signature. That's a decent placement. It just bugs me. I always want it to be in the exact same spot. Paxmore says, if this is going to be an ongoing segment, we're going to get a lot of wallpapers. Yes. Dude, see, that's what we can do. That's something I can offer. I can give away wallpaper stuff. Images for wallpapers, especially these texture ones, would be kind of cool, right? Because I don't know if I'm not set up to really offer prints yet. And honestly, the way I'm shooting, like I will never say I'm shooting this in the highest quality possible way that you can shoot it. It's definitely not true. My setup is so janky right now. I'm literally using a microphone base plate stand thing, a microphone stand. It's like a weighted microphone tabletop stand. That is what my tripod head is on right now. Do you know how much that pisses me off? It doesn't. It's actually really cool. I actually like that design. I'm designing. I've now been inspired to design my own tripod, mini tabletop tripod thing that functions much like this thing, and I'll do a whole thing on that at some point because this actually works really well, and I have my own ideas of how to customize it and make it work even better, and be more useful for photography because it's a microphone thing. It's not, but it's weighted, and so it's good. It's good. So anyway, this is not shot as well as it could be, and if I'm going to offer people prints, I'm going to want to offer people prints of some pretty high quality stuff. Not that this is a low quality or anything, but I mean, this is destined for Instagram. That's what this is going to, that's where we're probably going to end up sharing this, on Instagram. I'll probably shoot this damn shell again too, once we get a better setup. Texture Tuesday, Abalone Part 2. Abalone with your baloney? I'm a vegan. I don't think so. I'm not actually a vegan. I am technically not a vegan. My bro is, Johnny. Where's my bro? Is my bro here? My bro is a vegan. He's a very good influence in that regard. Okay, so that looks good, right? Did we save this one yet? No, we'll save this. Save this as our interior HDR with the border PSD. Photoshop, good. And now it's an sRGB because that template's sRGB, so that's perfect. Perfect. And then we'll actually resize. I'll resize for the Instagram resolution in a minute. Let's just get this interior or exterior on there. Okay, so now this guy, again, same thing. Let's just crop it to 16:9. Just this one, I'm not particular about one side or about one side or the other. The top or bottom having a more or less of a crop. Actually looks pretty good, just evenly spaced right in the middle. So boom. Wait. We actually, again, don't want it. No. We don't want to delete the crop pixels yet. Okay, so now we got that there. Actually, you know what? Like this, no, we could delete. Why not? Because I'm not going to do anything else with this anyway. Well, I guess I'll save it just for posterity's sake. Exterior HDR PSD sweet. Sweetness Everdeen. Katniss Everdeen? Is that Jennifer Lawrence's name? And in the it's actually a Game of Thrones prequel. Hunger Games is actually a Game of Thrones prequel. You heard it here first. Okay, so now that's saved. Now we can delete the pixels. Yes. And grab this guy. Let's actually... Yeah, so that one's saved too. So then I'm just going to drag and drop this guy right in there. Oh, whoops. No, I'm not. No, we have to change the size and the resolution. 9 inches on the longest side. Schlink. Let's just, for now, we'll just delete this last layer we used. And I'm just using the same ones so that my name placement is just going to be the same. It's just an easy way to make sure that that's in the same spot because I'm a stickler. Stickler for the signature being in the same spot. Beauty. Actually, looking at it now on the white, that looks pretty good. I almost want to do like a curve on it and then just bring down the exposure like just the tiniest bit, maybe. No. Nah, it looks fine. What am I talking about? I'm talking crazy again. I'm talking about adjusting the exposure, and that is insanity. Pure insanity. Sweet. Yeah, that's good. So let's save that one as exterior border. Exterior border. PSD. sRGB. Sweet. And just close all these. Don't save that. We didn't save that. It's fine. Didn't do anything in Photoshop anyway. So let's go to our Photoshop docs. Let's open these back up so they're both there. And then we're just going to resize them for Instagram web use. There's going to be 72 DPI at 1080. Did they upgrade it to 4K yet? Is there 4K on Instagram? I don't think so. I think I checked recently. I was like, they have to have put 4K upload, right? No, but no, they didn't. And no one's gonna care. Who cares? No, you're not gonna tell the difference. Don't even lie to me. Okay, 1080, sweet. Ooh. Okay, so that's size right. So let's save that. As a JPEG, gotta hit the save copy button nowadays. How they make you do it. sRGB, JPEG, blah, 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 blah. That looks pretty good. Sweet. Save. Maximum quality. The Adventures of Max Quality. And then same thing with this guy. Same thing. 72, 1080. Bernie and bots. Bingo, Bernie and bots. Save as a copy. JPEG. Delete this little copy suffix, prefix that it just wants to add on there. Border JPEG. Yes, sRGB. Perfect JPEG. Maximum quality. Perfect. Okay. Boom. Well, we don't need to close that. Yeah, dude. Okay, so pretty sweet. Pretty quick, pretty sweet, pretty easy. Couple macro textures. First, did our first Texture Tuesday. So proud of you all for being here with me. I'm proud of you. You guys should be proud of yourself for helping out. Yeah, that's it. That's all we're gonna shoot. That's all we're gonna do. Keep it simple. I actually did have another shell. Where did I have that? Put another shell somewhere. But then I was like, we'll just stick with this one. Oh, there it is. Hidden behind my camera. I also got this little guy. Wait, let's exit out of there. Anyway, those are good. Those are great. We're set to, everything is sized and tagged and proportioned and cropped and adjusted, ready for Instagram. The most important place on the earth. Instagram. Kidding. No, yeah. But yeah, beautiful. We're good. We did it. But I did also have this one. I was like, at first, I think I was originally going to try to get one shot of the abalone and then do like one of these, but I'll save this one for another time because we can do, I'll shoot like this one by itself probably has a few, autofocus, a few interesting angles to shoot it from. But this is also a much smaller object than that one, so it will be a little bit more challenging with the space I have provided here. But we'll do more of that. Believe me, I got plenty of textures, plenty of objects to shoot. And this is the type of photography I can do in the studio here, which is great. And like I said, I got plenty of cool stuff. I have this beautiful treasure box that actually means a lot to me. I have a lot that I can say about this little treasure box. 10 out of 10. Woohoo! Look, Ma, I did it. It's a very impressive rating. 10 out of 10. I got this new canteen my brother just gave me. Wait, hang on. This is funny. Boop, was the focus pumping while I was gone? I got this new thermos that my bro gave me. It's Asobu branded. It's the best. Also, there's Relativity. My brother just worked either at this company's place or whatever. Either way, that's not the point. The point is that it has this little ratio on here, 18:8 stainless steel. And I've never seen, I don't do much engineering. I don't know anything about metal. I don't know anything about science. For a while there, science, I thought it wasn't even real science. You know what I mean? But it's got an 18:8 ratio stainless steel. And I was like, I got to look that up. Like what, maybe it's like a blend of the two metals, the alloys and alloys is like the blend of the alloy or whatever. I don't know. But they have that on there. And I was like, yes, dude, I've been wanting an 18:8 ratio stainless steel for so long now, and now I have it. This is actually going to replace my old thermos, my coffee thermos. So thank you, John. Giveaways. I want to do giveaways, but I'm the one getting gived. I'm getting gifted. I'm getting given stuff. So thank you. Thank you all for being here. Of course. And as always, if you're new to the stream and you like photography stuff, and you like this kind of cool photo shoot stuff and video game photo stuff and photo editing stuff, love it if you followed me. There's the follower goal. Love to make 50 followers eventually. We're working our way up slowly but surely, but obviously very much appreciate if you like this kind of stuff. This is definitely a good channel to follow. We'll be doing it a lot, doing a lot of cool stuff. Tomorrow, in fact, we're going to continue on with our How to Marry a Photographer series in Stardew Valley, where we are wooing Haley, who is the photographer of the game, and she's got some funny cutscenes. I think the only real photo-related commentary we got from her in the previous stream so far was when she's doing her little photo shoots in the forest, and we found her. She doesn't even acknowledge us, and then the text box just says, "Haley's too involved with her camera to notice you." How could you win a man's heart anymore than not paying attention to me and only paying attention to your camera? That's how you win. That's how you win hearts. Win hearts and minds. Don't pay attention to the person if you're shooting with the camera. Too involved with the camera to notice. But we're gonna marry that person. Working our way up. If you didn't see any of those streams, check out the past Stardew Valley streams. Because again, we're gonna be doing more of that. It's gonna be Wedding Wednesdays. Wedding Wednesday. Wooing Wedding Wednesdays. So yeah, that's what tomorrow's gonna be. Thank you all for hanging out and doing this with me today. Again, this is all kind of a work in progress. Nothing is set up the way I really want it to be set up. And so every time we do something like this, I'm clued in on how to do it better next time, what I can adjust. I mean, I know I know a lot of things. Like I said, the lighting, getting the lighting rigged properly in here. I'm gonna have these monitors mounted on there. Like I have no space. I should do like a behind the scenes shot sometime. I'm in a very little crowded. I mean, I have like, you know, very limited. I mean, look at me. I can't even move my arms. But for shooting this little more so for this little studio area right here, it's very blocked up because I have these two monitors here, and then the camera set up on the tripod, which is not ideal. This has never been set up ideal. It's like literally in the only way I can. It's like in the least obtrusive way I can get the camera set up in the somewhat of a right position. I mean, it's actually supposed to be about 2 feet further back that way towards the wall is going to be the ideal setup. And hopefully it will be suspended from my speed rail system. It's not actually going to be speed rail, but from my rig system that I'm trying to get put together. That's kind of a little bit of an annoying situation, but when that is finalized, a lot of this space will be opened up and I will have a lot more room to work. I mean, my microphone gets in the way right now. The microphone's not supposed to get in the way. So anyway, a lot of stuff. So thanks for hanging out and helping me get this all situated properly, because it's, again, a lot of things are going to change. So hopefully it'll be fun to watch everything evolve and watch it all grow. It is working. Yeah. Thank you, Gare. But yeah, really appreciate everyone being here. I will always remind you to love yourself, love others, and love life. I will see everybody tomorrow if you are around. Obviously, come check out the Stardew stream. It's pretty chill, relaxed gaming situation in Stardew. So that's what it's gonna be. Yeah, we're gonna relax. We're gonna woo. We're gonna get people to love us. And yeah, the music, the sounds. Yeah, exactly. This is such a beautiful game. If you're not familiar, definitely worth checking out. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody. Really appreciate you. Cherish you. Love you. Love you all. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to do or say. Not really. I mean, there's plenty more, but there's gonna have to watch more streams, right, for more of it. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate everybody, and yeah, see y'all soon. Peace.